Hi everyone, I'm Donna Stellhorn, your practical astrologer, and today we are talking about the full moon. It's on April 12, it's at 23 degrees of Libra, and it is opposite the Sun and Chiron. What does this mean for you? That's what we're going to talk about. Welcome everybody, especially if you're new. This video is going to be a little bit different than past videos. This video is in 3 parts. First, we're going to do a short overview of what this full moon is about. Then we're going to talk about your sign, love and money predictions for the next 2 weeks. And then at the end of this video, there's a little section of announcements that I have and classes that are coming up and other things. And by the way, if you'd like a copy of your chart so you could follow along on these videos, I can send you a PDF. There's a link in the description. So let's take a look at this full moon chart and how it relates to what's going on in your life. So I think that the thing that most people are looking for right now is some sense of certainty. This is really hard to find when we have a couple of planets retrograde. Neptune has just gone into a new sign, and we had the recent eclipses. So things going on in the world are actually quite uncertain right now. And if there's one thing that people hate, it's uncertainty. So along comes a full moon in Libra and the desire for balance. And so this is, when you think about it, Libra is about the scales. So the scales are in constant motion. They are looking for balance. They are rocking back and forth all the time. And so the scales represent this uncertainty. And we're all wishing for the scales to be perfectly balanced and perfectly still, but they're only that for a moment, because the moment they are, then we say, oh, I want a little bit more, or I want a little bit less, or I want something different. And the scales become out of balance again. There's this nagging feeling that so many people have right now of uncertainty about their jobs or inflation or what's going on in the world. And during this full moon time, it would be better for you to realize that the uncertain path is actually the path that leads to success. You see, all of the areas of your life that feel certain are the areas you've already explored, and these have not brought you what you've wanted. And so the uncertain areas on the map are actually the potential solution to what it is that you want: the better job, the more money, the fulfilling relationship, the just having more fun. It's when you take the uncertain path that you're creative, that you are discovering ideas, where you're helping the world, where you have this fulfilling life. This full moon is opposite Chiron, and most people think of Chiron as the wounded healer. But Chiron is also the portal. It's the open door, and it's sitting with the Sun in Aries, which suggests taking action. Now you might ask, well, what action should you take? Well, Chiron in Aries, Aries being the sign of innovation and raw energy, would say do something different than you've done before. And this is the full moon, so this action should be the biggest and the boldest action that you can do. Maya Angelou said something in her autobiography. She said, I looked up the road I was going and back the way I come. And since I wasn't satisfied, I decided to step off the road and cut me a new path. This full moon is halfway through the lunar cycle. This is the perfect time to check the path forward and back, and if you're dissatisfied, to embrace uncertainty and cut a new path, because it's the uncertain road that leads to success. Okay, Leo, this full moon is indicating that it's time to finish something that is done in writing, or it's some sort of contract or paperwork. Maybe you're doing your taxes. Maybe you are reviewing contracts. Maybe you need to send out some sales proposals or answer some email. So this is all about getting that communication flowing and to finish up some sort of work project or finance project that you've been procrastinating on. Now, when it comes to love relationships, specifically new love, the Sun's making a nice sextile with Jupiter. A sextile means there's an opportunity. You need to take some action, and then nice things happen. So that is that it's time to get out there and be social in the world. Say yes to invitations. If somebody asks you out, consider going to coffee. This is a time where you could meet someone, even if on first glance you don't think it's a match, with the sextile, as you get to know each other, some real compatibility could show up. And by the way, if you are interested in looking for love or talking about your existing love relationship, I do readings. There's a link in the description. Now, when it comes to existing love relationships, the sun's making a semi-sextile with Uranus. A semi-sextile is an energy of needing to make some sort of adjustments. It's friendlier than the inconjunct, which is two people who are really not seeing each other very clearly. This is more of like two people on a very narrow sidewalk. You both have to make adjustments to accommodate each other. And so in this particular case, this is that you're busy doing your stuff and they're busy doing their stuff, and you have to make some small adjustments to account for what the other person's going through. Now, when it comes to your money, you're pulling money from Mercury, which is sitting in a money house, which is very good energy. So Mercury likes to solve problems, and problems are solved by asking very specific questions. And if you have been asking a question for a while and not getting a solution, then ask the question from a different perspective. Maybe ask the question from the opposite side, or ask it from as I said, a different perspective. So in this particular case, this would be, let's say you're saying, how can I make money passively? And then you're not coming up with an answer. So you can say, well, how can I make money actively? Or this would be, how could this rich person that I know, how would they go about making money passively? And how can I tap into that? So it's asking the question, and then the answer comes. Now, when it comes to money from business or from investments, you have good energy here. Mercury is making an out-of-sign conjunction with Neptune, and Mercury is heading towards Neptune, so this conjunction is getting tighter and tighter. So this means you're likely to make more money over this next 2 weeks from these sources. So you do want to maximize what you're doing, maximize your sales calls, your marketing, check your investments. You do have some really good energy over this next 2 weeks. Now, when it comes to money from your career, so that would be a paycheck, Mercury now direct is still in Pisces, and it's going to go into Aries. So right now when it's in Pisces, the energy is a little bit more like an overarching concept. So if you were talking to your boss about a raise, you would be saying things like how you want to grow in future years in the company, and what kind of position you're setting your sights on, and that sort of thing. As Mercury then during this 2 week period goes into Aries, then you can say more specifically, okay, what do I need to do? What action do I need to take to secure a raise this year? And that's how you make that shift with this energy. Hi everyone, I thought I might change things up a little bit this time, and so I'm putting announcements at the end. So if you're interested in what is going on and what I have coming up, stay tuned. Otherwise, you can just jump off right here. So I've been looking for a way to connect with you guys, more. And so I've been doing these classes, New Month Wishes. They're at the beginning of the month. I started with a live stream, and then I moved it to Zoom. So this next one is on April 1st at noon Pacific time, and it is on Zoom. It's free if you guys want to register. There's a link in the description. So what we do in this class is we briefly talk about the energies of the upcoming month, and then we write our wishes together, and then as a group we energize them together to give them more power. And so, but mostly this is just an opportunity for us to actually have a conversation. And so if you're interested, like I said, this one's going to be April 1st at noon Pacific time. So, and I know that doesn't work for everybody's schedule because I think it's a Tuesday. So I've been thinking about whether to try to move it again back to a live stream and a recorded version. So, but then it misses the whole interacting with you guys. So I'm not sure what to do. So if you have a thought about that, you can put it in the comments. I'm very interested in expanding this channel and doing more videos on Western astrology, Chinese astrology, and feng shui. And so, and if you like this content, I have opened it up to memberships now through YouTube. So if you do want to support the channel, there is a join button next to the subscribe button. So I hope you're already subscribed. And then if you'll hit that join button, if you want to support the channel, it's totally optional. In a few weeks, I'm going to be teaching a class for NCGR New Jersey. NCGR is the National Council of Geocosmic Research. It is one of the astrology organizations that's in the world, and NCGR actually has individual chapters. And so I'm on the board of the San Diego chapter. I'm going to be speaking for the New Jersey chapter. And if you are interested, you can join in because this is a Zoom class. And so I'm going to be talking about the astrology of home, and that is how your fourth house in your natal chart tells us what the ideal home situation would be for you. Also, we're going to talk about transits that could signal a move and whether you can make money in real estate. So if you're interested in that class, then just click the link in the description, and then there is a charge for that class. I think it's $15. But all the information is there when you click on the link. And then finally, I have a newsletter. It's been a monthly newsletter for ages. And then a couple of months ago, I moved it to a weekly newsletter where I talk about the different energies for each day. And then you see some of the pictures that I'm posting on Instagram. And so that is a free newsletter, and the link is in the description. And that's about it. I have more announcements that I'm going to be making in future videos. I have some new video courses coming out, and so we'll talk about it then. And because you stayed all the way to the end, which I really appreciate, I have a very special picture. This is not the last cat I had, but the cat before that. This cat was very good at opening doors, and since this whole video was about the portal that the Chiron can make for you, opening a new door, I thought I would share this.